everyone. Welcome to part 2 of episode 14. Part 2! Part 2! Of Isla Sombra. Isla Sombra!
Parkour.
Parkour. Isla Sombra. We're praying that we don't die again.
I got hit by a cannonball.
I didn't touch this round, actually,
Hit me right here.
so...
Wait, because you would have died.
I would've! I
Alright.
would've straight up died.
So, 4 hours later, the survivors just had kind of a short rest. The people at the infirmary had master healers work on them, and you guys are feeling right as rain. All of the effects of a short rest.
Of a short rest?
Of a long rest, sorry.
Okay, I was like... we roll hit dice?
You rolling your divination? You rolling your divination?
Oh yeah, I didn't even think about that. I was just gonna put my health back up.
Yeah, rolling your divination, man.
Yeah.
You rolled a 1 on this, dude.
20. Alright, 1, come on.
Ooh.
Still pretty good.
It was either a 20 or...
No, I'm not gonna say it. Not gonna say it.
I'm not gonna say.
Not gonna say it.
I will keep that secret.
Thank you.
It was 14. No.
So he's either auto-critting or...
Or
auto-failing.
Yeah, or someone's auto-failing.
Someone's auto-failing.
Or both.
That'd be great.
I love how you were just so like... I was like, I throw a fireball at him. What save does he make? What?
It's like, what save does he make? Just like,
You immediately were just like, I assume he fails.
Come on, let's get the
It
divination over
sucks when the
with.
wizard knows the future.
So,
Sorry.
Drum, Tartok, and Knock are all at the tavern. You guys are waking up from a long rest, or not a long rest, a short rest, or just maybe not waking up, but just kind of like getting a little active again. So is the tavern. It's about 7 o'clock in the evening. Tavern's starting to get lively. People are starting to party and gamble and drink.
Nothing
It's
another day in
just
Khalil.
another day in Khalil. And I'm assuming Chance and Cinder go to the tavern.
Yeah. Cinder probably goes first. Chance enjoys getting pampered.
Yes, heal me.
Hero of the city. Nice to meet you, hero of the city.
That was me.
That was me. That fireball, also me.
Is there an armory that's open?
Well, there's one that's closing down right now. It's called the Fighter's Fancy.
Is there any way they can repair the huge dent in my armor?
Yes.
That's
It's
kind
a
of
fair question.
That's a fair question.
cannonball size in my chest. It still makes it hard to breathe.
We'll find that right out.
Yeah.
I mean, they can keep it for the night, or they can pick it up tomorrow.
Yeah. So they keep it for the night. It's 150 gold repair. Since it's a huge dent.
I've got the gold, no problem. 150?
150.
Okay, there's no 29 and 30.
Okay. So Cinder gets to the tavern first because Chance like to be pampered.
You guys just see me in literally a green tunic and like tan traveling pants.
Trousers.
Yeah. My mask hanging around my neck.
Where'd your armor go?
It had a ding in it.
A
ding.
That's what you call it.
So I took it to the armory to get it repaired.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Made it a little hard to breathe. How is everything? Sorry, I'm a little concussed.
Yeah, how are you
Concussed. Nice.
I'm doing okay. I mean, that hit hard. I mean, it was like, I felt like it had nothing to touch me, and then next thing you know, I was on the
I was
ground.
dead.
Everything went black.
Not because darkness was there.
Not because darkness. I think I saw Morgan's face, but then she kind of disappeared as soon as I woke back up. And she's not very happy with me.
I wouldn't think so.
Yeah. How are you guys doing?
I'm
You
okay.
holding up okay?
I'm fine.
All right. Hey, Dorzak, how you doing?
Dr. Dark's not there. No, he occupied a room with his captive.
Oh, you having fun?
Fingernails?
We'll get
You could say fingernails, some sort of fingernails.
We'll
yeah,
get-
you giving him a mani pedi.
we'll get to that in a couple.
I may have played Tour Talk as if he likes removing people's fingernails when he questions
Oh yeah,
them.
yeah. Take part of this.
I believe I used the line like my record. No, like the person who got away the longest. I had to take 7 off. You don't look like you're gonna send me records.
That was a great line.
It was something like that.
Yeah, it was a good line.
So
So we'll get to you and your captive in a bit. But
I'm investigator. I'm checking out these flight arrows. So I don't know much about them. You just handed them to me, and I'm like, all right, I'm not using them yet,
Arrows.
but yes. What do the flight arrows do exactly?
all right. Well, I don't have it up, but if memory serves, they increase the arrows. They increase your shot range by I think 50 feet.
not bad.
Okay.
I'm just gonna double
Now you
check.
can hit people with
Yeah,
longbows, so
double
they
check.
can't hit you.
Yes.
Yeah, you get a longbow fight, you just instantly win.
Yeah.
Let's see.
You versus Mod
I said that'd be good against
Yeah, I was just gonna say. All right, you
When
said
fired from the bow, the normal and long range is increased by 30 feet.
Third.
No, 30.
30.
Still
still.
Yeah.
still longer.
No, longbow goes even longer.
However, these ones cannot be recovered after combat.
Hey, too far.
They're too. No, it's because they're too thin, and so they
Yeah.
sustain a lot of
Too
damage. Let's see, if used in any kind of wind, the attack roll has disadvantage because they're so fragile and thin.
Oh.
Yeah.
So indoors, you're gonna be a menace.
In a very large,
In a
vast
very
cave.
large-
A very long hallway.
Yeah.
I'm very dangerous.
Very long.
Okay. All right. So while you guys are talking, unwittingly waiting on chance, let's go to Tartak.
So basically,
I'm gonna have to play a scared captive.
Tortok, before he went to bed and everything, he tied him up in some rope and with his hands, kind of like spread out like this, so like they're kind of like handcuffed like that.
Jeez.
And so he's just in the corner of the room, and his ankles are broken, so he can't.
So he can't run away.
So he can't get up now. And so while he's still asleep, Tortok has been making his Wolverine gloves. And by the time he finishes one, he then wakes the captive up. First, lightly tapping, like, good morning. Good morning. Then just straight backhands him.
So with the gentle taps, he's kind of like, and then with the back, he's like,
Good morning.
As we say at 8 o'clock at night.
He doesn't know that. He was just unconscious.
How long? You don't know.
That's true.
So in waking up, he's realizing that his ankles are broken. So he's like,
You keep screaming, I'm gonna break your wrists next.
It hurts.
Uh-huh. Tell me something I don't know.
I'm just gonna remind you that this guy is screaming in a public tavern.
Mm-hmm. Okay, if he continues to scream, full gauntlet in his mouth, like just covering, it's just like,
The clawed one?
yeah, just like I'm gonna stick the blades in his mouth.
Oh gosh.
I start thrashing if you keep making noise. You don't need your mouth to live, son. But I do need it intact in order to ask you some questions now. Listen up and look lively. So you see here, as I'm like, and he doesn't even make like eye contact anymore. He's just putting the other blades on his other hand. Okay, you're gonna answer these questions for me.
Okay.
They should be pretty simple. Number one, why are you here?
We're unmarked pirates.
So you just go about this however you feel.
We raid, we pillage, we plunder.
Ah, I see.
Are you saying it's a pirate's life for you?
So your death will make it that much easier on me based off that knowledge. Thank you very much. Number two, who do you work for?
As in, who's my captain?
You are pirates. You always have a leader.
Captain Oswey. Who's not to be trifled with.
Did you just see what we did to your ship?
Tortok has a point.
Not to be trifled with.
All we did today was trifle.
Depending how you answer this, you might have to tell me some stories about how he's not to be trifled with after this. Alright, question number 3. And this one's important. So, the names of your crew. I want to know where you hail from, where they hail from. Just so, if things tend to get even more personal than what they are, I know where to go.
I'm gonna have to steal a line from Inglourious Bastards.
Brilliant.
You don't expect me to divulge information that would put my friends' lives in danger.
I was hoping you'd say
It's been a while.
Well, yeah, that's where you're wrong, because that's exactly what I expect. Oh, by the way, he rolled a 16 on an investigation. He knows that he's in a public place, and if he screams, like, you might hurt him, but people will find you.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
And if you're against the pirates, then you're probably on the side of the law, and therefore the law won't really have mercy because you're breaking it right now.
Mm-hmm.
So, law won.
Okay. What else could I ask you? Oh, how rude. I'm Tortalk, by the way.
how rude.
You should at least know the name of the dwarf that's going to end your life. Maybe. You could get out of this. Your ship's gone. Like, you're looking at you. You're... Really, I didn't even need the rope, but... Force of habit, you know. So, depending how you answer these last few questions, I'll let you go. I'm not going to help you. You're going to have to crawl out of here. Who knows? People might point and laugh, but... So, are you ready for these last questions?
Your name is Tortalk?
I don't ask you what your name is.
My name is Jerome.
Jerome. Tell me, Jerome, do you have any loved ones?
Only my crew.
Only your crew. And tell me, how did it feel to watch your crew die? Especially your friend who I hacked in half.
It was painful, but death is a part of life.
Aye, it is.
And I noticed that you've taken me to a public place. So if I were to scream, people would hear.
Blade back a little further down the throat this time. As I was saying, death is a part of life, I understand this. But sometimes death shouldn't come so soon to those you love, right? Not if you understand me.
With the blade in his mouth?
Oh, yeah. Not if you understand me.
Just a faint nod to avoid getting his tongue or teeth or gums or cheek cut.
I will leave it at this. Your final lesson of your life is that you should not take joy in taking out loved ones as you've almost taken out one of mine. And he just full on Wolverine, just like down the center of his jaw, just down, like just full on all his strength, just carving down the center of his body.
Dang.
He did.
Jeez.
And then he goes back to making his other gauntlet. And then once he finishes that, he goes back down.
He goes back down?
Yeah, he goes downstairs,
Okay.
cleaning the other blade as he walks. Just leaves the body.
Okay. And that's your room that you paid for, right?
No, after the whole commotion, he just took a room.
He just took
He just dragged the body while all the commotion was going on. It's like, this room empty.
This room empty? Alright, we'll take it.
It's the most extravagant room.
No, I already got that.
Yeah, he already got that
Oh,
one.
I know, but it'd been funny if that had been Champion's room.
Okay. Alright. So you go down, you see Drum, Cinder, Knock in the tavern. Is Chance there yet, or is he
Not
still
yet.
being pampered? Still being pampered?
So then I threw a fireball at the guy around. He was like, "Oh my gosh, I don't want to die."
Posse's around.
But I didn't care. All the nurses taking care of him.
All the nurses like, oh. Roll a charisma.
Yeah, it was pretty good. Oh, charisma, not change the specialty. Yeah, not great.
Okay. They're still pretty like.
It's still a cool story
Yeah, it's
though.
still a cool story.
Impressive.
Yeah,
They're not like crushing on you or anything, but they're just like,
this guy's legit.
listen.
Tour talk.
Chance will start making his way back though.
Wait, hold on. Can I type on this? No, I can't. So how do you spell the captain's name?
Oswey, Oswey.
O-S-W-E-Y. Perfect. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Okay.
Tour talk. Why are you covering blood?
I cleaned the blood off.
Yeah.
Okay.
Talk looks normal-ish.
Mind your own business, Cinder.
Well, he was just in the bath. So.
If you mind your business, I'll
Like 4
I'll mind
hours.
mine.
Right.
Yeah, Tartar just walks down and is like, it's a lively scene, right?
Yeah.
Goes
Yeah,
to-
there's a lot of
He
people.
just goes to get a drink.
Okay. Yeah. Goes to get a drink.
Mm.
Nothing happens. Yeah, so are you
Mine.
joining everyone else or just
Actually,
gonna
make that
check
2 drinks, and he's going to ask where the infirmary is.
Okay. And they guide you, it's down the road.
Got it. He heads out.
Just kicks open the door, walks in. Sup, losers?
Sup, losers.
Chance! Hi, Chance!
Hello.
You feeling better?
Yeah, because I
Yay!
was dead earlier.
Mostly dead.
Yeah,
There's a big
close
difference
enough.
between mostly dead.
We round up
all
in
dead.
elf culture,
Oh, I
or
see.
down in this case.
We round up.
Ugh. So what's the plan?
Eat, drink, be merry, because we thwarted a pirate attack.
Because today we died.
I did.
I did too. That was not very fun.
Oh, you did? I missed that.
He's concussed.
Yeah, my head's a little fuzzy.
Yeah, you look fine.
You still carrying that cannonball?
Yeah. It's right here. I take and just put. Yeah, right there.
Totok, roll perception.
Oh, not very good. 10.
Okay, you don't see it yet.
Yet.
Yet. I'll have you roll again.
Alright, so,
Cool.
have a
By the way,
thought.
the second drink goes in front of Chance. He doesn't really say anything, but he just kind of
Just
like.
here you go.
Cool. Chance does not acknowledge it.
Mm.
So, he pulls out his pipe and starts filling it with stuff.
You need a light?
What?
You need a light?
Nah, that'd be weird, but thanks though.
That'd be weird.
It would be!
We're all friends.
Firebolt. So, I figured that, people are going to be in disarray for a little bit, so I think we just take the night, start our search for the you-know-what tomorrow.
Sounds good to me.
And then my armor should be fixed by then.
Yeah, probably seems like we'll want to be completely ready.
I'll get my spells back.
You can do magic.
You do that.
Yeah, you did.
It might be a bit more dazed than we thought.
Are you sure you're okay? She's like jumping up, trying to like wave in your eyes. How many fingers am I holding? And she's
You know,
like,
You
four.
should really be
four.
sleeping.
Oh. I got hit by a cannonball.
Been there.
Then I got up. Then I got knocked back out. And then I woke up in an infirmary. So,
Yeah, they were nice.
not to me.
Well, if you didn't make them drag you away.
Gotta accept being pampered.
Ugh.
You know what they say about first impressions?
I'm not very good at those.
Noticed that.
Yeah.
Maybe
Totok,
not.
roll another perception.
Worse. Alright, well,
He's busy drinking.
Have you finished the drink yet?
Probably not.
Okay. Well, a second one. The waitress brings a second one, exactly like it in a similar tankard right in front of you, and says, "The gentleman over there has paid for your drink."
ha! It's a dude.
I didn't know you went that way towards talk.
Tron was looking to see who it was. She's like trying to peer. She's like, what is it?
Then the direction that she was pointing is a table with 3 very unsavory looking characters. 2 of them, this is going to be interesting to describe. 2 of them are, hold on 1 second. Trying to make sure. Okay, so 2 of them are bigger than one of them, but obviously subordinate to the smaller one.
Bodyguards then.
The smaller one is a halfling. This halfling is looks as armed to the teeth as Drum is. It's got a really big dagger to one side, got a pistol to the other side, and has a what looks to be a rapier that the tip the first 1/3 on the tip was broken off and is on his back. And he's hanging out there, he's drinking with his friends, and when he notices you guys look, he just gives a thumbs up.
Drone jumps down from her seat and runs over, and she's like, "Hi!"
Hello.
Don't list my fingers.
Ryko. Captain Ryko Strangeways. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too, Captain.
Captain, I own a ship. Now, can you bring the rest of your friends over, particularly that big burly one, the dwarf?
Sure. She runs back and she's like, hey guys, Ryko wants to see you. Come on.
You say that, I wish we should know him.
Or like he's a big deal.
So, Ryko, the little halfling, he's laying back
Big deal.
with this.
I'm glad someone caught that.
I got you.
Thanks, dude.
Tall order. His tiny little halfling feet are propped up on the table, and he's drinking. And he's just waiting for you guys to show up.
Hey, Tartak, he especially wants you to come over. She's like poking him. Like this.
I'll oblige him. Did he just specifically ask for me?
He wants all of us to come over, but especially you.
How do you say hello in halfling? You don't have to actually say it, it's just like...
She says.
Okay. Yeah, Tortok just goes up and says, hello in halfling.
Drums just get fired with him.
And he raises his mug. He's like, "Oh, you get more and more impressive every time."
I try. You know, traveling, you tend to learn these languages, but what can I do for you? I prefer to speak in common.
Now, what is your name?
Didn't you ask for me by name?
I did not. I said the dwarf.
Oh,
What is your name?
I guess I... It looks right. He's the only dwarf in this place.
I mean, he pointed towards you.
Yeah.
You're not the only dwarf, but he pointed towards you in specific.
Tortok Einvel.
Tortok Anvel. I gotta say, I'm a big fan of your work. That little art piece that you have upstairs that you left
What art?
in
That's
my
how you
room.
did art.
That little art piece you left in my room.
Some of my finest work. I'm trying this new art style.
Oh, can I see?
Tell
I
me,
know you did art.
tell me, how did you achieve that?
I mean... Raises a mug just to show...
Now I got to get me one of those. What do you think, gents? Should I get me one of those? And some of them, and the 2 of them, kind of like quivering, like him having those things is just a bad idea. They're like, "Sure, Captain. Yeah, that would work."
I mean, I can make you some for a fee.
What fee were you offering?
What can you offer?
Well, if you're gonna pay with vagaries like that,
I'm a simple dwarf. I'll take gold. Just depends how much do you have to offer.
I have lots, barrels and barrels.
I'll take 1 barrel then.
1 barrel,
Sounds reasonable.
sure. But, Sid, we'll haggle over some more pints. Or do you prefer
I prefer to
have to.
negotiate sober. It depends how the negotiations that end up.
No.
No, go.
We'll negotiate later. We'll negotiate afterwards. But I would like to get to know all of you.
To Chance and Elvin. Do you know this guy at all?
No. In Elven. Which sounds like no.
Well, if you-
Not in response to that, because he doesn't speak Elven.
well, if you want to get to know everybody,
Well, you're right. Where are my manners? My name is Captain Ryko Strangeways. My mum calls me Ryko. The legends call me Strangeways.
wait,
And my mates call me Captain.
he's looking up the big guys. Captain.
Captain. When you do that,
Oh no.
the two people that he's with, like, imagine a cartoonish way of someone looking so scared that they poo themselves. They're just like,
They're
like they kind of.
eunuchs.
Drew's like,
Because it's apparently they have no balls.
Drew's just because we're small doesn't mean we're not capable of good things.
The
Great
captain basically looks at you and says, "The only eunuchs on my crew are the ones who dared to question my orders."
Now, I'm not questioning any orders, but it's quite a comical situation you got going.
I'll let that one slide out of admiration.
Oh, I was assuming it would go right over your head.
Oh my god.
Now, if you want this discussion to keep going, please buy me another pint.
How much of a bonus did he get for that?
If inspiration was still a mechanic,
Right.
how much inspiration does he get for that?
I think it's pretty cool that he's a captain.
In all reality, what's the size difference between we're talking, this gentleman?
How tall is Torch?
Oh god, how tall do dwarfs get? I want to say it's like.
They're not that much shorter than humans.
I want to
Like
say.
Five-ish
They're like
feet.
a-
Yeah, I was gonna say 5-ish. Yeah, I was gonna say probably like 4'8".
Yeah, he's like 3.5, 3 3/4.
So he's 11 drums height.
Mm.
Yeah.
So
So he kind of like slams his fist against the table and he goes, "Gertrude, get this man another one."
I didn't think you would actually do it. I apologize for that. It's just very rare I get to make short jokes being a dwarf. Thank you for the other pint. I didn't think that would actually work. Okay, what do you want?
you've had the opportunity ever since you met me.
But I feel like you would enjoy them.
Yeah.
Depends.
That was a test, by the way. He likes to test people. He's kind of weird like that. So he goes, "Well, I saw your guys' doing.
Aye, the pirates.
Mm-hmm. Now, I particularly was frustrated when the pirates attacked. I almost went out to the tavern and said, 'I'm here, you lunatics!' You see," and he rolls up his sleeve to where a mark used to be, but has clearly been peeled off.
Mm-hmm.
Ouch.
It's like, I am also an unmarked pirate.
Aye, good for you. Well, at least you ain't attacking the city.
I prefer to attack from a different approach. Sometimes. at
Well,
least.
that seems like a smart move the way they did it.
But sometimes I also just like to go to a city and spend me plunder and drink and gamble the night away.
Well, what good is all the coin you get if you don't spend it?
I mean, most pirates love to go to Isla, but sometimes I like to expand. Now, what business have you guys against the unmarked pirates? Most people just run.
Whenever somebody tries to kill us, we usually kill them. It was just that simple.
So you're,
It's not entirely wrong.
so you're a group of action, I see.
Aye.
We killed a black dragon one. It was a
killed-
baby, but still.
You killed a baby black dragon.
Mm-hmm.
Wait. Are you them?
She like.
Hmm. You guys are getting more and more intriguing the more I talk to you. Please, next round is on me. I would love to continue and carry on this conversation.
I have no problem with it.
So, he buys another round. Everything he says, so, what brings this party of daring doers and dangerous people to Cali of all places?
A dragon.
A dragon?
That's what literally brought half of us here.
You're a bit daft, mate. What brings you here? What drives you here? What makes you want to be here?
Traveling? Adventuring?
Traveling, eh? Just adventuring?
What I do.
Just seeing what the wind blows you to?
Revenge.
Revenge.
Looking
Now
to help
that-
someone in need.
Now that is a good story. I'll get to the revenge in a minute, but I cannot help this chance to quip. Helping someone in need. Why would you dare do that?
Why wouldn't you? What would you get out of it? Helping somebody in need.
I would get absolutely nothing. I would get a waste of my time.
You don't get somebody owing you a favor. You help them.
I do my own.
The quote: "You scratch my back, I'll scratch yours."
I do my own favors. And when I can't do it, my crew does it for me.
He's also a cleric.
I'm sorry. Now, revenge. What's your revenge?
We're here after a vampire that tried to kill us. He was fleeing towards this city. We're here to finish it.
A vampire, eh? What vampire is this?
That's our business.
Really creepy one.
Sounded like a disease.
Are there any other kind?
Have you seen Twilight?
So creepy.
He was going to say that he has met some very attractive female vampires, but I'm just gonna let him go.
Well played, Hunter.
So, just here to hunt down a vampire.
Before he gets us.
Before he gets you. Well, you know my name. You know where to find me. If you ever need any assistance, please let me know.
What would we owe this assistance?
You're asking for price now.
I'd like to know before I accept anything.
That's true. Usually when I take people on as accomplices, I usually ask them for 3 conditions. The first condition, I tell them straight off. But the first condition is the price of the second and the third. First condition is 20% of your gold, right here, right now.
I thought you said you wouldn't get anything for helping somebody in need.
Because he doesn't?
But he's offering to help someone in need.
For a price.
For a price. For a very
So he's
steep,
getting
I
something.
didn't say it was free.
for a very steep price.
You
I'm
don't know how
not
much
selfish
gold we
for
have.
nothing. What?
So you don't know how much gold we have. 20% could be 2.
All I ask for is honesty in the people that I negotiate with. The people that I do business with, all I ask is for is honesty. 20% of your gold, you got to give me 20%. And if you can't do math, then you're not someone intelligent enough that I wanted to be doing business with. Drew's like, so? No, what you figuring out your calculator?
In Elven, what do you think of this guy?
I think
No.
I think he has some strange ways.
No. We don't need an elven.
Agreed.
Quietly. You have to keep them on 7. Good.
That's a lot.
It wasn't like super loud.
That's a lot. That's a lot.
I know you're.
700 gold. That's a lot.
She didn't say
Wow.
That's a lot.
Well, in that case, I ain't sitting. No, I'm kidding. All right. Jay, you keep drinking, and he just kind of talks. He talks about his crew and how he brings them in line, and it's pretty like barbaric. Like he gets pretty nasty.
Chance is gonna excuse himself halfway through the conversation.
Yeah, because it's not a conversation you want to be.
Yeah, I'm tired. I'm going to bed. Good night. And he leaves.
Good night.
I'm gonna excuse myself as well, but I'm just gonna go to the corner. Actually, no, I'll go to my room.
Okay.
Then I'm going to try to pray.
Okay.
In
Pray to who?
Common.
In what?
And Morrigan and Common.
Okay. As you pray, you hear nothing. Like the silence is deafening.
Drum is going to play her drum a little bit after a little while.
Ah, you play the drums.
A little bit.
Is that why you were named, or is that why you picked the instrument?
The latter.
Alright, what's everyone else doing?
Don't talk just drink with the guy.
Alright.
Doc will stay for a bit, but probably just go to a room afterwards.
This halfling makes me uncomfortable.
For sure.
He's-
Hey, Gary.
Yeah.
While I'm in my room, I'm gonna cast Create Food and Water. I'm gonna create 30 gallons of water.
A lot of water.
Yeah.
You're gonna drink.
Yes.
You're gonna drink. You drink that.
Some of it.
Just gonna look at it.
I'm gonna put it down. I don't want to make it
How
water,
waterproof is this room?
Do I have a does it have like a basin big enough to? Can I get a basin big enough to carry that much water? Brought to the room?
30 gallons? Probably not.
I'm up to 30 gallons and 45 pounds of food. I'm casting Create Food and Water.
Why are you cooking that much?
No, let me grade it.
because he can.
Because I can.
You know how thirsty it is fighting pirates? A
Especially
cannonball
after
to
you
the
die.
gut.
Especially after you die.
I just want to soak.
So you put it. So you
Why
make
don't you
a
take a
bath.
bath then?
You're
I'm creating my own bath.
Drinkable water.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah.
Funsies.
So yeah, you do it and you soak in a bath, even though you said water bad, even though you're made of fire.
So, Captain
I
Strangeways,
can change.
Yes.
where'd you come from?
All over the place.
All over the place.
All over the place.
Where did you go?
All over the place.
Me too. I've traveled so far.
Oh, you traveled far. Where are you from?
Thank you.
Don't you dare.
And she's like, oh, a long ways away.
Oh yeah.
I don't know how far away it is.
Oh my gosh, we still everything.
So he goes, are you not from this island?
Are you from this island?
Of course I am.
Then you have your insert.
He just looks at, he does finger guns and he's like, I like you.
He just giggles.
By the way, since you've been an unmarked pirate as well, do you?
Try to say that 5 times fast.
I don't think I
Tom tried. He's
will. My accent is already outrageous. Okay, I'm going to butcher the name. Captain
Sweet.
Oswee, thank you. I was going to say Oswee, but Captain, do you know a Captain Oswee?
I do. He's a really good friend of mine.
Ah, a friend.
I'm assuming that was his ship.
It was.
I could spot the Ignimalian anywhere.
Now, do you know where that ship ports?
That sounds like dragon.
The Ignimalian? Yes. It's named after his father, who was a blue dragon.
Oh, so the captain's a half dragon.
He's a dragonborn. He's a very big one, that. But don't worry. I can take him.
I think we could too. We made him a treat.
What did you say? You made him a treat?
No,
you gave him a treat. Oh, I heard you treat. I heard we made him a treat. I'm like,
We can take him too. We made him a treat.
what did we make him?
We can make him.
Yeah,
One a
multiple
day.
fireballs. Those were the
I made him peanut butter on saltines.
Trick or treat. Trick. Boom, 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 boom.
No, but George asks where, if he knows where Oswee's ship makes port.
Where all the unmarked pirates make port in Isla.
What's so different about Isda?
Isla is a wonderful little village. And that is
Lovely.
It's lovely. That's just where most of the unmarked pirates come from. It's a good place. It's far up north. The government can't bother us.
She's like going through her map pack trying to find the overall map.
It's very up north. If you ever need to go to Isla, please let me know.
I'm maroon.
Wait.
Alright, so you said you would help us for a
I'm in my
fee.
room.
Yes,
Oh, no.
What's in it for you, especially if we're going after a vampire?
the fee.
The fee. Yeah. That's the whole point.
That's it, you're just a sellsword.
You haven't heard the other conditions yet, mate.
What's the other condition?
You have to pay to hear the other conditions. You have to accomplish the first in order to hear the other two.
I don't know if that's very fair, because then we don't know what we're getting ourselves into.
Persuasion check. She's trying to persuade him. So you need to tell her.
You're gonna persuade an Inquisitor rogue.
She can try.
She can try! Spoiler alert, he's an Inquisitor. 15?
Yeah.
No. Close, but no. Alright. That's it. Anyone doing anything else? Kind of let some of Strangeway's accent eke out a little bit.
Chances adding charm person to a spell book.
Nice.
So would you tell me what the other occasions are if you just got the gold from me?
I would have to tell you in secret.
If I did the math correctly. Times 0.2, right?
That would mean that. But he also adds, he's like, but if you pay me now for an indeterminate favor later, that means you are contractually obligated to come to me.
You're still around me.
Drum.
Drum's the only person?
We'll talk another time about it.
Oh yeah, everyone else left.
We'll talk another time about it. I'll discuss it.
You know where I'll be.
I'll come to you.
You know
Probably
where,
alone.
you know where I'll be.
One more drink and I'll leave you alone.
Oh no, don't worry about leaving me alone. I invited you here.
Well, in that case, are your companions going to be drinking?
What?
Are your companions going
Oh,
to be
they've been drinking.
They've been
Yeah.
drinking?
Yeah, they've been drinking. They're being just as jovial as everyone else, but when Captain Strangeway speaks, they like hang on his word, and like when he if he moves to try to get something from over here, the other one's like flinching.
Ah,
So
It's-
like you can tell that these two are seriously scared of this happening.
I'll give you 50 gold if you make him do a trick.
What kind of trick?
Torchon's getting drunk at this point.
Yeah, I can tell. What kind of trick do you have in mind?
Oh, tricks.
What are good tricks pirates do?
Oh, pirates do a lot of good tricks.
I'd imagine they do something with swords.
Oh, can you juggle swords? Can they juggle swords?
We can certainly see. Can't we, boys? And they're just like... And they're just like, no.
Dun, 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 dun.
And he... So Strangeways looks at both of them and he goes, Eeny, meeny, miny, mo. Catch a dragon by the toe. If he hollers, die because the breath weapon kills you! Looks like you're going to be juggling the swords, Vincenzo.
50 gold.
And Vincenzo's just like, but Captain, I don't know how to juggle. And Strangeways gets up, like sits up a little.
And what? 50 gold. Go.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you.
The Strangeways gets his feet. His feet was still propped up on the table. He like sits up and he goes, "Did I stutter, Vincenzo?" And Vincenzo's like, "No." And so he's just like, "What sword should I put?" And he goes, and Strangeway says, "Well, juggle your sword, juggle Artemis's sword, and just for good measure." And he takes out his broken rapier and he says, "Juggle mine." And you can see an extra flinch, like he's pooing himself when he says juggle mine. So there's probably an enchantment on that blade that if he cuts himself with it, it's just... So he like gets and so Strangeways takes the 50 gold, puts it in a rather large pouch that he has hanging on the side of his chair, and he's like, "Go on, Vincenzo, thrill us with your juggling skills." Roll 4. That was cocked. Good. So he's kind of like at first just. And so he's like kind of doing it slowly, kind of doing it safely, and Strangeways is like, "Faster, man, faster! This isn't much entertainment." Fairly good. So he's kind of doing it, and the guy's like juggling, and he's like, "Oh yeah, like I got it."
Drum is like literally beating to the speed.
And so then Strangeways gets up, stands up on the table, and he goes, "Patrons of the Giggling Siren, I introduce you to Juggling Vincenzo." Drum, speed up.
Oh, okay.
All right. So he's juggling, and Vincenzo's kind of like looking more relaxed, and he's seeing that people are watching, and he's like, "Oh yeah, cool." And Strangeways comes in close, whispers so that no one else hears, and goes, "Speed up."
She's looking like this.
This is like so suspenseful. He literally, like the first time he rolled an 18, and then when he sped up again, he rolled a 17. Then when he sped up again, he rolled a 14. This time he rolled a 13. So he's like literally going down.
He's losing it.
Oh, like oh. So he's noticing that it's speeding up. He's like, and one last time, Strangeways goes, "Speed up one more. Go as fast as you can."
Are you sure you'll be okay?
He'll be okay. He does this all the time.
He's a professional drum steward.
She said
And it is.
she could.
He rolled a 5.
Oh no!
You just
he actually I'm gonna roll to see which one he cuts himself on. Okay, so he cut himself on he catches the blade of his friend Artemis's sword. Thankfully doesn't cut himself on Strangeways' sword. And he's like, oh, and it's a cut, like it comes down from about here down to here. And just and Strangeways goes, "Artemis, dress his wounds and take him to his room." And so he, so you see Artemis kind of putting pressure on it, and they lead him out of the tavern. So they're going to a ship that's obviously docked. Strangeways is like, "That was fun, wasn't it?"
It was. Thank you for that.
Oh, it's my pleasure. I love watching people dance.
I dance.
You dance.
I dance.
You
And
dance.
that's where I draw the line. Alright, I'll be asleep in your bed.
Please show me some of your dances.
She's like,
And
well,
we'll
I'm
talk
not
to you.
professional or anything. I just dance for fun.
Oh, let me see some of it.
Okay.
And she dances. And, it's cute. It's nothing super professional, but it's definitely like she looks like she's having a blast.
Yeah. And he just does a little thing. And he goes, can I show you something that I've never shown anyone before?
Ooh, sure.
Can you keep a secret, love?
I can keep a secret.
No. No, she cannot.
Just staring at the camera. No, she can't.
She actually has not told you guys things that she has actually been keeping secrets.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay. We'll just alright. So he reaches into his bag and he pulls out an orb. It's about this big. It's milky white, like a pearl. And he goes, "This looks like the world's largest pearl, doesn't it?"
It does.
But it's not.
What is it?
It is an orb. It is a magic orb.
Magic?
It shows you your deepest, darkest desires. The one thing that you want more than anything else in the world.
Ooh.
Hold it. It's not that big. It's like you can hold it in one
To
hand.
her, it's that big.
Well, no, he's a halfling too.
True.
Yeah, so he's
Yeah.
yeah.
But she's gonna cup it still like this.
So what does Drum desire more than anything else in the world? Even something that she's unconscious of.
A bag of holding. Let's just be honest.
More than anything,
Dunkin' Donuts?
Oh, no, what was the dwarf's name?
Dallin?
Dallin.
Dunkin'?
No.
That was close.
I was like, as in donuts? Yeah, I want donuts. My deepest desire is donuts.
I mean, out of everything, she just wants. I mean, what she really just wants to do is just travel and have fun
Mm-hmm.
and see new sights, meet new people, make friends.
So you communicate that to Strange Race?
Oh, he asked? I thought
Yeah, he asked.
Carrie asked.
Oh, I thought Carrie asked. Yeah.
I might not have asked in character.
No.
Well, I'll ask in character. Tell me, what do you see?
Traveling? Like I do? Everywhere. Making new friends.
You've got quite the wanderlust, huh?
She kind of nods. She's like,
I've been lots of places.
And he takes it back and he goes, want to know what I see? Since you're a wanderer, you might come across this before even I do. I see the Cavern of the Sleeping Dragons. Yeah!
Why do you hate me so much?
I don't.
You had
I promise.
one bad prequel session, and everything else has been punishment.
I'm not, I swear. Like, this is all like.
I know.
Okay, I'm not like.
Chance is just like, no!
It's like,
Go on.
well, it is an old myth, as old as the unmarked pirates themselves, that there is a cavern of untold wealth. Dozens of dragons have pooled their wealth into one cavern. And if you can get in there quietly enough, stealthily enough, you can take it all and not wake a single one. Part of me just wants to lay eyes on it, but we all know that I'd be taking every speck of jewels and gold.
That'll take you a while.
It would, but I would be so euphoric that I would not be counting the seconds.
she's like looking at her map, and she has her map on, but she like looks at her map for a second, and she's like,
We had a friend that wanted to find it too.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
And he leans in closer. He's like, tell me more.
Well, he was a dragon.
Perfectly timed
Yeah.
sneeze. He was a dragon. A dragon?
Mm-hmm.
You run into a lot of dragons.
Two. Well, three. Black one, green one, and the pixie.
Fairy dragon.
yeah,
Fairy dragon?
fairy
Yeah.
dragon, pixie dragon, fairy dragon.
Which dragon was it that told you about the cavern?
The green one?
How old was it?
It was an adult.
His eyes go wide. It's like, should you ever find yourselves going to the cavern of the sleeping dragons, remember me.
Like in the middle of something.
And she's like, okay. She's like, I mean, it would be probably helpful to have someone who's really good at sneaking to get us in and out.
Are you good at sneaking?
Pretty good.
So am I. We could do it together.
That's fun.
What we need is a burglar. The wizard had to be the one. I have to do this. You get a dwarf and a hobbit. He needs a burglar.
I gave it to you. All right. I think with that, we're going to close this part of part 2, but going into our next cutscene. So, in a dark castle room with a single fire lighting the place, one figure is standing in front of the fire, with his arms behind his back, and his yellow robes shining in the fire. Behind him, there's armored footsteps, and they kind of are starting to get more and more rushed as they come up. And it stops because he gets right behind the guy who is at the fireplace, kneels on one knee, and says, "My lord, I come to you with information." And he turns around and he goes, "Why aren't you in Caliel, Cervantes?" And he says, "Forgive me, Lord. I was in Caliel, but it fell under raid by the unmarked pirates." And the man says, "As does it always. That's why I sent you there. To investigate. To see why. And yet you come here instead of doing your job." Cervantes is like clenching and he goes, "I'm sorry, my lord, but I thought you should know that the pirates were repelled before they could even reach the township." And the man goes, "Were the regiments that I sent enough?" Cervantes goes, "Well, it wasn't the regiments, my lord." He goes, "Oh?" And the man in the armor goes, "Well, there was a group. Among them was a very powerful spellcaster. I've never seen anything like it."
Just fireballs
Keep
for
going,
days.
keep going.
I've never seen anything like it. I don't... He was none of the mages or wizards or anyone that I know that you have on your radar, sir. I just felt that since you placed me out in Caliel to investigate, I figured I'd take the chance. Nah. Not. And the man goes, "Well, thank you for that information, Cervantes. Do you know who it is?" Cervantes goes, "No, Lord Tubal. No, I do not." And Tubal breathes in and goes, "I will have to put my best inquisitors on this job." Cut to black. Crap.
It's your fault.
It's your fault. Oops. All right, we will see you guys next time for part 3.
Part 3.